Hello Tucker Tribe, welcome back to our channel. I am thinking I'm gonna do like a monthly garden tour every month this year. The garden does change so much throughout the seasons, but it's also like a very mild change because we live in sunny Southern California, and so we have blooms pretty much year round. So I figured it might be cool for people to see what it looks like in zone 10A slash, I like to say like 9-10 because it does change like where our address is. Sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 10. Right now we're 10A. I do grow things that like are to zone 9 and I have had lots of success with them. Come along with me as I show you kind of all the different things in my garden and what it looks like right now in February of 2026. So I'll start at my front door. There's Kennedy, say hi. It was just Valentine's Day. Obviously, that's why we have the Valentine's Day wreaths here. I have a couple of plants that I grow here on my front door, I guess, like Eve. The first one is a tree gardenia. I have yet to have any actual flowers on this tree gardenia, but it's very healthy, very green. Looks like it needs a little bit of water. It's starting to... It does kind of look fake. It's starting to wilt a little bit, so I definitely need to water that. We have an ivy plant over here, and this, where Kennedy's hand is actually like how tall it was when we bought it, so it's shot up like a foot. But I'll put some pictures here of like what it actually looked like when we bought it. But yeah, so that's growing really well. And then we have a couple fuchsia plants that I got for Mother's Day. So those are still doing really well since May of last year. And then we have a yellow camellia. I think I got this at Home Depot. What's it called? Jury's Yellow Camellia. And I've gotten a couple camellias on this, not too many, but it's still so tiny. So I'm sure more to come in the future. I have two rambling roses here. They are both the All Brighton Rambler from David Austin. I'll put a picture of it right here so that way you can see what it's supposed to look like. But I'm hoping that they will grow all the way up and around here, kind of meet in the middle. This is an area that gets, I want to say like 70% shade during the summer. So we'll see. The sun does kind of shift and it gets a lot more sun during the summer, but during the fall and winter, it gets like literally 1 hour of sun, maybe. So we'll see if it gets any bigger than this. This is a pop star hydrangea. I think I killed it. It kind of looked like it was oh no, look, there's a little hydrangea leaf right there. So I didn't kill it. It's still alive, barely, but it's still alive. I do need to prune it, but look, there's one right there too. So no, it's still alive. I'm a pop star hydrangea, and then this one is a Seaside Serenade hydrangea. This one is doing much, much better than that one. And then this over here is a lilac plant. It's dormant right now, but it has some buds on it. I think it's gonna come out of dormancy. It's just if it's gonna have any actual flowers on it, because I don't know if it gets cold enough here for us to have flowers. We'll see. I had flowers last year, but I bought it last year. That is like our little front porch area. She's gonna go get some barbecue chips now. Bye. Here in the front of our house, I cannot tell you any of the names of any of these plants or bushes except for the birch tree. They were all here when we bought the house. I don't love the bushes. I'd like hydrangeas or something else out here personally, maybe some roses, but this is what we've got to work with right now. So this is what we're keeping. You can see like they're like kind of dying and stuff. Ideally, I'd love to plant like a weeping cherry tree right here in the front and do a pond. I think that would be a really cool use of this space. That's kind of like our long-term plan for this area. And then these are some mums that I bought on clearance from Home Depot last year that are still alive. I'm gonna continue to water those and hopefully they'll just come right back around. All right, I'm gonna come around to the side. So here I have a generous gardener rose, hoping that it will grow all the way up the side of the house. And then here we have a very large nightshade or potato bush. It has the most beautiful little purple flowers. And it literally blooms from now until the fall. There are no blooms in the winter, but like it started blooming in probably the beginning of January. So it'll just bloom, bloom, bloom nonstop. And I've trained it up this wall. I clearly need to get in here and kind of cut some of these branches off. It's a little bit crazy and I need to push some of this up and like up onto the wall there. Ideally, I'd love to have it like cascading over this way and then have this rose cascading over that way and kind of meet on the side of the house. I think that would be really nice. Over here against like the hillside, I have my row of roses, and I could tell you all of the names of all of them, but we would be here forever because there are so many of them. If you guys are interested in seeing all the different roses I have, let me know and I can do a totally separate video. But like this one is Evelyn, and then just off the top of my head, this is Kong Meng. There's the dog. Hello Dog, Blue Moonstone, Eau de Parfum Bubbly by Monrovia. This is Princess Charlene de Monaco. This is Vanessa Bell by David Austin. I planted this one in honor of my grandma. She passed away this past year, and it's a yellow rose, and yellow is her favorite. So I wanted to put it front and center so that way I would be able to see it every single day. And I'm a part of a group on Facebook of rose friends, and I told them I was gonna give it a mullet haircut this year, and so I kind of tried to do like business in the front right down here and then like party in the back where it's like really tall. So we'll see. I don't know. I was just kind of trying to be crazy about this one because it does throw these like ginormous canes, and I want to do like a cascading effect. So like roses cascading all the way down. I think that would look really, really nice. Down here, I have a couple butterfly bushes. There's some salvia, I don't know if you can see it, all the way down there. They're still tiny, I bought them last year. We have a Bathsheba rose there, and then all the way down there at the very end of the walkway, there's another Bathsheba. And then over here is Jasmina. She is ginormous. Her canes go literally all the way down. Ideally, I'd love to do like an arched walkway here, or maybe even just like a trellised walkway, and then grow these roses up over the top. So there's like this whole giant enclosure of roses as people are coming up to the house. I think that would look really, really pretty. And then I have obviously some other roses that go along here. Honeymoon, Olivia is this one right here. This one is Benjamin Britten, ginormous, throws like the tallest canes you've ever seen. And then down here is one of the pride and joys of my garden, Dreamland. This rose is incredible. It's a Palatine rose. They're in Canada. You really can't get it in the United States anymore, but it throws the most gorgeous canes and the most gorgeous flowers. It's really, really pretty for sure. And then here's Double Delight. My husband just got me for my birthday. And so that one, you can see it has little red buds right down here. Can I zoom in on them? Cheat, cheat, cheat. There they are right there. Boop. So this one's starting to wake up. I have a couple more in the backyard that haven't woken up yet, so I don't want to plant them until they do. Poet's Wife. This one's Silas Marner. This one's Top Cream. I have a plan for all of these bushes and palm trees to go away. Oh, and I forgot to mention our little blue spruce back here. Just a little guy. Hopefully he will be ginormous and we can decorate him for Christmas every year, because I think that would be really cute and really fun. And then I have more roses coming down here around the side of the house. The idea for this embankment right here is that we are gonna put grapevines like we have on the other side of the house, because it looks really pretty, number one, and number two, we want to try to make wine, so why not? I think that would be a really fun thing. Gemini, a Gemini I adopted from somebody, as well as Hot Cocoa I adopted from somebody. Darcy Bustle, Tangerine, a little tiny pride rose that's coming out of dormancy. It's gonna look so cute. Yeah, lots of different ones here. I think that's James L. Austin. And then I have a bunch of other roses that are coming that I'm gonna plant all along here. And then on the corner, I have my Arbor, and I have an Eden climbing rose here and an Eden climbing rose here. This is a Moonlight Romantica rose tree that's waking up. This is a sweet pea bush. This is a Blaze mini rose. And then there is my Poet's Wife tree. And you can see this really long cane that it threw. I'm training it up the trellis because I could not cut it. I just think like, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna train it up this Arbor alongside the Eden rose. You can see everything is freshly pruned. There are some leaves on this, like the leaves are coming back, but everything is very freshly pruned. So there's no leaves really on anything. And then my dad came and helped me weed whack yesterday. So all of the weeds are everywhere, but at least they're down. And then here are the grapevines you can see. And then we have roses planted on each side of the grapevines to help with pollination. And I just noticed this grapevine, it looks like it fell off of the top wire. It was connected up there and it bloop. So I'm gonna have to get up there and fix that because it's getting a little heavy for that little branch. So I gotta get up there and fix that. But yeah, we have grapevines down here, and then I have two more roses down over here. This one is Woolerton Old Hall, and you can see I'm training it up this like tree that's like half dead. I really want to cut this tree down. Chase really likes it, but I think it's like knocking on death's door, but whatever. And then we have Gentle Hermione up there. And then I don't know if you can see this, but at the very top up here, I have roses that go all the way around. And there's a bunch of different ones up there. Abraham Darby is the one that's on the trellis. I'm pointing to it, but I can't tell on camera if you can even see it up there. No, oh yeah, it's right there. It's kind of hidden. Maybe if I zoom. Boop, there. Oh yeah, now you can see it. Abraham Darby is right there. And then there's Juliet is up there, Boscabelle is up there, Raspberry Cupcake, there's a bunch of different ones up there. But yeah, lots of work to do. We have some we trimmed this tree off of all of these ones that were down at the bottom. And I gotta come through and rake up all these weeds once they die. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back down and fix that grapevine because that should not be leaning like that. We have sticks and limbs and mulch that needs to be spread. And I don't know, it's always a work. We're always working out here. But yeah, that's the front garden. And I have lots of plans for the future for what I want this space to look like. Obviously, I can't do it all at once or I would spend $50,000 like buying all the plants that I want and putting them all in. Slow but steady, you know? At some point, I want to take out these bushes and plant more hydrangeas, take out these sago palms, and I want to do a seat here with some more roses around it. But for now, this is what we've got, so this is what we're keeping because it looks nice enough. The sago palms are poisonous for the dogs, so we definitely need to get rid of those. We will come around the side here. Chase is working diligently on the grass. He's trying to kill that portion of it because it's kikuya. He doesn't want kikuya. I don't know, whatever. The grass is his deal. And here come the dogs. Here we have a Lady Banks rose and it is not doing good. Actually, it looks like it's doing better. I know, I said I was gonna leave it for a little bit to see if it could kind of like spring back to life, and it looks like it's doing all right. I don't know, I just don't think it likes this area. I have an Olivia David Austin tree right here. I want to get a Just Joey tree to go here. At some point, I want to make a dog house for the dogs right here. In this part of the garden, I want to do an office because I work from home and I would love to have an office space that's separate from my house where I can go to every day, do my work, kind of be like alone. So I think that this would be a really great space to put like just a little shed, maybe run some electrical to it and have a little building where I can do all of my work that is separate from my living space, because right now my office is in my room and that kind of stinks. Over here, we have a Gertrude Jekyll climbing rose, lantana that I'm gonna plant down on the corner. This is, what is the name of this one? I can't remember now. Rainy Blue. This is a rainy blue rose that I'm hoping will grow all the way up. It's a climber, so I'm hoping it'll grow all the way up the side of the house. I have a chiffon rose here. This is Spirit of Freedom, and it has a Juliet rose grafted to the top of it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's so pretty. So that's pretty cool. I got that from a friend who has 2 of these, and so she was getting rid of this one, and so she asked me if I wanted it. But I think that that's so cool that that Juliet rose is attached to the top of this Spirit of Freedom, which is like a pink color. Then I have Miranda here, and this is Emily Bronte. This is another one that I got from a friend, and it's looking better than it did. It was not looking so hot, but it's looking better. I'm redoing these planters this year. I'm gonna get rid of these red coleus, and I'm gonna grow vegetables instead. I'm thinking tomatoes. I like the cascading of the super bells or the double bells, whatever they are, and the potato vines. I think that looks really cool that it's spilling over the side, but I think the red coleus just take up too much. So I'm gonna take those out. They're dead anyways, so I'm gonna take those out. And then I have 3 lantana bushes in here, and I'm going to remove them because they're gonna get way too big for this space. I planted them when Kennedy had her birthday party, and they all had a bunch of different flowers on it, and they looked really pretty, so I just planted them kind of for the color at that point. So I think I'm gonna move them down to the front, like where the vineyard is, to give that space some color. I have lots of plans for what I'm gonna put in the vineyard. I can pop up a photo right here that I made from ChatGPT of like just some ideas of some plants that I wanna plant there. But I'm definitely gonna move the lantana down there. And then these are plumbagos, which also get ginormous, so I'm gonna move those too, because they're not doing really well over here. They haven't had flowers since I planted them. This is my Joseph's Coat Rose. Kennedy picked this one out. It has literally been here for 1 year. It is ginormous. I'm hoping it will grow all the way over that door. Maybe I'll put some over the window, but I do have the fairy planted down here and it is exploding. So I think the fairy is going to go all the way around the window just like I want it to. Same here. I think I'm gonna grow some vegetables in here rather than these coleus because they just look dead. And they're too big for this space. They looked amazing, but they just take up so much room. And I'd rather have something that's more vertical than like bush-like covering the window. And I would just rather have something that's more compact than these bushy coleus. Excuse the mess, but here on the patio, we have some hanging baskets. I actually just made these the other day. They have some violas, some alyssum, and then I'm gonna get some petunias once they're in season at Home Depot. And then I'm hoping the petunias will like cascade over the side. I have 3 of the Crown Princess Marguerite roses in here by David Austin because I would like them to grow. They're climbing roses, so I'd like them to grow all the way up the wooden arbor. So I'm hoping at some point that that will happen and it will look magical. But there's one here. That one's doing really good. I just pruned them so they don't look so great. There's that one there. And then there's that one there. And I cannot remember for the life of me the name of these little blue flowers, blue purple flowers, but I got them as annuals last year and they came back this year. Then I have 2 camellia plants and I don't know what kind of camellias they are, except for that they are this really pretty, this one is this really pretty pink striped flower. And I don't know what kind it is. I adopted these from a friend, but they're really pretty. And then this one over here is kind of a similar color. It doesn't have the stripes, but it smells really, really good. You can smell this like a mile away. And there's Benny. If anybody knows the name, I think this one is like high fragrance or perfume fragrance or something like that. I think that's the name of that one. It's doing much better. It was kind of struggling there for a little bit, but it has come back and it is blooming really nicely. And then here's another one of my little hanging baskets. So pretty. In the pool area, we have Lady of Shalott. And then we also have another Lady of Shalott, and then just some birds of paradise and some palm trees. And I would love to plant hostas down here because this area gets no sun. I think it would look really pretty. I want to put a day bed over there to like lounge in when you're not in the pool, similar to these guys, but like a custom built one that just stays over there. I think that would be really pretty. I think maybe adding some hostas so that location would make the ground not look so barren. Not too much to see over in the pool area other than the Lady of Shalott roses. Those will be really, really fantastic when they bloom in the spring. And my tripod is about to die, but this is where the magic happens. This is my back garden, my pride and joy. My other pride and joy, my husband. But this is my back garden. So I can do a more detailed back garden tour in the spring, but this is where I grow all my vegetables and my fruit and everything else during the growing season. This is my snail vine that is taking over this arch and is about to make it fall over. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna make that stand up because it is definitely leaning over. It needs to be like that. And it's definitely like not like that. I have roses that line my entire vegetable garden. We have Francis Milan. This is State of Grace. This is Love Song. This is Parfuma Bliss. This is Calling Craven. This is Elizabeth. They all have tags and they all have names back here. And then as we get up to the front, I haven't done all the tags yet. So I'm working on that now. This one is Cosmic Clouds. And then there's no more tags back here. Working on it. I will get it done. I have some more roses over here in the back corner. A orange tree. I don't think it gets enough sun. We'll see after this spring how it's doing. If it's not doing well, I'm gonna have to move it. I'm thinking over there to where that weird bush is would be a good spot for the orange tree, but that's neither here nor there. We'll figure that out later. My apple tree. This is my little tiny fig tree. Cherry tree, peach tree. That is really killing it. Look at all these peaches on here. Little peaches. Oh. And then my chicken coop. You can see we are in the midst of building the chicken coop. We have one wall that is successfully ply-walled and 2 other walls up. This will be the chicken coop. The run is gonna go this way all the way to the apple tree. And then at some point in the future, my husband is going to build a greenhouse for me that goes this way so I can put all of my plants in my greenhouse rather than in my garage, which is how I normally start on my seeds. You can see all of my different garden beds back here that I have. This one has strawberries in it. That has a bunch of garlic in it. This is where I grow my beans and my cucumbers. And then we're gonna have tomatoes, 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 lots of tomatoes all over the place. It's gonna look really great. My lemon tree with one singular little tiny lemon. It's a pink lemon tree. So the lemons are pink, which is funny, but they just taste like regular lemons. This is where I'm gonna grow my corn and my pumpkins. Another drink for me. And that is my garden. Pretty expansive, pretty nice. I love it. I spend way too much time out here. My husband can attest. There you go. He's working on the chicken coop for me right now. I have a couple other roses here in pots that I'm gonna plant out when they're a little bit bigger. This is the one I'm worried about not taking off. It's Lady of the Lake. It doesn't have any buds, so I don't know, we'll see. This one, Tottering by Gently, is gonna take off. It's got some buds on it, but this one, I don't know. We'll see. I wanna redo this space too. Like I said, take out this big bush, maybe put the orange tree over here and then do a bench. A little seating area would be nice. Because at some point Chase wants to put a batting cage. I think it should go over here. You could sit here, you could watch the batting cage. These two sheds are work tool stuff and then Christmas decorations. When we bought the house, it came with these two sheds. Do you have anything to say to the fans, babe? For the fans, he doesn't have anything to say. But yeah, that is the tour. That is the garden tour for February. Hopefully the garden will be a little bit more expansive for March. Are you putting those in the trash?
No, I'm building Bennett a monster truck right
now. Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say, don't throw those away because we can use those for something. Because I like you.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's all for now. I gotta go make some dinner. We're having burgers tonight. I'm waiting for Chase's reaction on the fact that he has to cook burgers on the grill. Oh, he already knew. We're having burgers tonight. Ah! What are you talking about? He told you to go get hosed. Are you sure he wasn't talking to the baby?
No, he's talking, this is my...
Yeah, I know. No, none of my kids would ever tell anybody to get hosed, as far as I know. Don't tell him how to say get hosed, please. Anyways, it's about 5 o'clock. That means my father-in-law wants dinner, right? He wants to do something fun. He wants to watch TV. Grumpmeister. Okay, we're going. Goodbye. We love you all. See you later. Goodbye.